when. We're good. Right guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. We have a pull session on the cards for you today. I'm actually mid full day of eating video, so go and check that out as well. But yeah, we're in for pull today. So this is my bent over row session. I'll run you through everything as we go through. As always, any questions, anything you want to see, ask in the comments. But yeah, currently in the final 6 weeks of this initial push-up after last year's prep. So this is week 43. I am hovering around 200 pounds. I got ill a couple of weeks ago now for like literally a couple of days. It was just like a stomach bug. I was throwing up, not able to eat. So I lost quite a bit of weight and now it's coming back on, or it has come back on now. And I'm just gaining really gradually now. Like I don't need to be excessively trying to push up weight. Gain about 1% per month, a couple of pounds per month. I'll gain a few more pounds in the next 6 weeks, maybe like 3-4 pounds. Get up towards 205 and then diet from there down to about 185. So that is the plan. Keep up to date on socials as always. Instagram if you're not already following me. Once you're in podcast if you're not already watching or listening to that. But yeah, I've just done some mobility work. So basically what I do is I do a little bit of foam rolling for mainly for my left erector because it gets quite tight. So a little bit of foam rolling, a little bit of thoracic rotation, and then basically a little bit of scapular protraction and retraction just to get my whole upper back nice and warm before going into pull, because obviously the scapula is quite heavily involved. So yeah, basically just getting started now. First movement is a single arm row, so let's get cracking. Right guys, so first movement, single arm Nautilus Nitro row. So this is basically my lat dominant row. I'm really just thinking to wrap my elbow like down into the side of my rib cage as hard as I can. Basically like when I'm looking at any kind of lat bias movement, I'm thinking about the same thing. Drive the elbow in, relax the hand, imagine you're being pulled by the elbow, whether it be from a vertical plane, whether it be from a horizontal plane. We're trying to drag that elbow into the side, drag that elbow down and in, or sort of down and sort of round the rib cage. Alright guys, Conte straps, fin 10. I actually forget that Conte sells straps, but this is something that I recommend for like all your pulling movements. All my clients like could, well, especially when they first start and they're sending training clips, like straight away, if it's a pull movement, not using straps, straight away, like the first thing you need to be focusing on. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to take your back all the way there. Like my grip's pretty poor. My grip strength would die out like within 2 or 3 reps on this. So make sure you're using straps. And to be fair, the Conte ones are really, really good. I've had these probably what, like 9 months now, however long I've been working with them, and they're still like really solid. So first set of the dumbbell row. So 60s, 4, 9. Last week I did the 70s. That was when I trained with Ed, my client. And it was okay, but I got 5 reps. Didn't feel the best. It felt, a little bit too heavy. So dropped it back down to the 60s for a better set of 9. And then I'm going to do the 60s for another set as well. So that's why I usually would just drop them on the floor and get another weight out. But they felt pretty good. I'll do a second set with a slightly longer pause in the stretch for like a 7-8 repper. I'll be happy with that. So I generally do the second set with more of a pause in that hanging position. But ultimately this exercise, it's an erector exercise. Like, yes, you're all going to be hitting the lats, hitting the upper backs, but I'm trying to get a lot out of my erectors by staying in that hinged over position, by going into spinal flexion. So if I was just to try and train my upper back, if this was for my upper back and solely my upper back, I wouldn't be doing this. I'd be doing what I'm about to do afterwards, or I'd be doing some form of chest supported row. I've got the prime row after this. So the torso movement, the flexion into extension of the spine, I want that. Yeah, I'm trying to target my erectors. This is like an accessory to my hip hinge on the weekend, on the Saturday, which at the minute is a dumbbell RDL. The reason that I'm choosing dumbbells at the minute is just based on the obviously freedom at the wrist. It's a lot safer on this left shoulder. Barbell work, being obviously in a fully pronated grip, it's a little bit awkward on this left shoulder that's rolled a bit forwards. So that's why I'm doing the dumbbells. So I did 6 plates on the mid pin for the first set. I do 3 sets on this and progressively add more load towards the top pin, towards the length and range where I've got more internal leverage. So basically second set I do like a 2-to-1, so 4 plates on the mid. That is 2 plates but in 10s on the middle. Or 4 plates on the top, sorry, 2 plates on the middle. And then that's the same load, and then on the third set I'll do the same load again, but all on the top pin. And realistically, with that kind of profile setup, you should find that you might get an extra rep or 2 as the sets progress. So I think I got 6 and 2, 6 plus 2 on that first set. I'd expect to get maybe like a 7 or 8 on the next set, and then maybe an 8 to 10 on the final set. All on the same load, but just manipulating the profile. Yep. Oh. So that was 8 and 1. So like I said, I'll probably get a little bit more. So 6 and 2, 8 and 1, and then I'll do a final set, all the load on the top. Lower back's a little bit niggly after the bent row, which it never usually is, but it has been quite a while since I had any form of deload. Definitely running into some more like issues. Knees are very sore a lot of the time, lower back, left sort of quad issue. Just like training though. Don't really want to take any time off. It's a bit of a downfall of mine. When I take time off, I want to have something to be doing. Like, obviously I've always got work and stuff, but I said last year, like after the prep, whenever I take any deload, like I want to be on holiday or take Shannon away or do something, go and see my family or something like that. So yeah, I probably need to plan one in. I definitely would plan one in before I go into the diet after this 6 weeks, but I might have one soon and then push on for like a 5-6 week block. I might even just take a devolume. I will assess how I feel over the next couple of sessions. that's all 3 sets done on the prime row, all within like 6 to 10, which ultimately, like within a lot of my training now, I don't really have rep ranges. Like, I just train and make sure that I'm progressing and it feels good. Usually it'll fall between maybe like a 5 and a 12. Sometimes I might go a bit above that. Very rarely will I deliberately go below that. But like all 3 sets there, 6 plus 2, 8 and 1, 8 and 1, just manipulated the profile. All felt really good, all on the same load. So yeah, I think people get married to rep ranges and thinking you have to do a top set and a back off set, or you have to do a heavier set and a lighter set. Like, they're all the same load, obviously just changing the profile. All felt really good, all similar kind of reps. So guys, going on to an upper back slash terrace slash lat pull down, whatever you want to call it. Basically, what I'm thinking to do is allow the scapula to elevate and protract. So I'm really like reaching up for a good stretch through my upper back and through my lats as well. And then I'm thinking to drive the scapula back and down, drive the elbows back and down, lift the chest through the middle. So I'm gonna get some lat, gonna get some rhomboid, rear delt, teres major. You can almost just think of it as like, if you think about a conventional lat pull down, so just with a barbell, just with a wide bar, yeah. Basically the same kind of thing. Again, a bit more freedom at the wrist with the D handles. I'm almost visualizing like, as I drive down, I'm thinking to come like out and down, like as wide as I can almost, just to basically, similar to like how you would do, let's say, a lateral raise, you'd come out as wide as you can. Yeah, you know, pec fly, you know, you're out as wide as you can, get a good stretch. Here, I'm reaching, I'm getting that good stretch, and then I'm driving the elbows sort of like out and down, driving them down and into the side almost. But yeah, like what I'm trying to do with the whole session, tick off different parts. So basically, we had the single arm row, a lat dominant row. We had the bent over row for erector loading and some upper back. We had the prime row for mid upper back. We now have the teres pull down for, like I say, lat upper back. Then I've got a pullover, rear delt, shrug. That's everything ticked off. So, doing a pullover, trying to really reach, get a good stretch through the lat, especially at this point in the session. Yes, this is, from a profile perspective, more challenging in the short, but there's not many exercises where you can get into almost like shoulder extension and really stretch out that lat. So that's why I'm doing the pullover at this point in the session. So I do like a mechanical drop set on the rear delt. So basically I'll sit back in the seat, I'll take it to failure like so, then I'll lean forward so the pad moves closer to the joint in question. So the moment arm reduces so it's easier, I'll go to failure, and then what I'll do is I'll bend my arm so basically my center of mass is closer to the joint in question, Moment arm is shorter, makes it easier again. So it's like a double drop set, but mechanically rather than changing the load. Right guys, so this is the outro of the training video. As you can see, I'm not in the gym anymore, I'm back at home because we are filming a full day of eating, which is out now. So go and check it out if you haven't already. So yeah, basically pull session, a bent over row session. It was a good one. I really like the layout of that session. As I was saying in the video earlier, it does sort of just tick off, you know, each sort of part of the back that I'm aiming to tick off. You know, we sort of start off with a single arm lat row into some, you know, erector and upper back work. And then, you know, finishing off with some more lat work, rear delts, traps. So yeah, it's a nice session to be fair. And then was chatting with Rimini, having a look at where she's at 3.5 weeks out. Made some reels as well, so keep an eye out for those. So yeah, that is a wrap up for the training video. Thank you as always for watching. Any questions, anything you want to see, let me know. And yeah, appreciate you all, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.